The first thing any gardener wants to grow is a delicious vine-ripe tomato. We're here in a garden and it's filled with hundreds of heirloom varieties of tomatoes. We're going to learn all about these beautiful fruits, the person who grows them, and how she does it. This is an heirloom tomato farm.
Yes.
So what does that mean?
Heirlooms mean that you could save the seed from that tomato and grow it the next year. It will be the exact same tomato, almost like a clone. If you save the seed from a hybrid tomato, you will not necessarily get the same tomato the next year. You're going to get one of its genetic parents of that hybrid tomato.
So like if you took an early girl tomato and you dumped it into the ground, into your compost heap, in the spring some little baby tomatoes would come up, but they'd probably be like little funny little cherries, I noticed, is usually what happens.
They usually are. Red cherry is one of the parents of most hybrid tomatoes.
Mm-hmm. But here, these ones seed true.
Almost always. Usually you'll get exactly the same tomato. Once in a while you'll get a genetic mutation. That's how we've gotten the wide variety of heirlooms, over 6,000 that have been identified.
Wow.
A lot of my customers are asking for grape tomatoes, and this is a variety called Rosalita, and it's a fabulous, fabulous pink oblong shape. And these are so sweet and prolific. You can see how many are on the vine here. Just amazing.
And this would be a good one that they could just eat fresh right off the vine?
Absolutely. And you can, I like to say that you can turn a tomato hater into a tomato lover with the right kind of cherry tomato.
Well, I'm going to admit a terrible, terrible thing right now. That I like tomato plants, but I don't like tomatoes.
You're just like my husband. He doesn't care for tomatoes either.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's good. I feel better now.
This is called Sun Gold. This is one of the very few hybrids that I grow. This is a very, very sweet hybrid. Cannot save the seed. Have to buy new plants every year. There are some big differences between growing a tomato in a pot and growing in the ground, I found.
Really?
Very important to have a large container, because you can see some of these plants are 8-9 feet tall here.
Right.
Heirlooms can get incredibly tall if they're treated well. Growing them in a container, you need to water them just about every day. They rely on you for everything in a container, water, fertilizer, everything. You see this black shade cloth I have here. When the sun bakes this black plastic of the nursery can, it literally cooks the tomato roots.
Because that hot plastic is basically coming in contact with the roots and causing them to scorch on the other side of the wall of the pot, right?
Absolutely.
Now, I also noticed you have these incredible wire stands that you put them up on. This looks like basically just reinforcing wire for concrete, right?
Yes, this is concrete reinforcing wire. You can either get it in a 5-foot height or a 7-foot height. As they grow up into the cages, you push them back in and they continue growing straight up.
That's how you get this nice, neat look, and then it allows you plenty of room to reach your hand in, harvest the tomatoes out, and it keeps it nice and neat. Someone could have this on their balcony up against the wall or something like that, or tethered down somehow so that it wouldn't blow over. Wow, you have quite a variety of tomatoes here on your bench for sale.
Here on this table, we've got this beautiful pink ox heart. They're in the shape of a heart. This is called Nicky Crane. They don't look ripe. Sometimes I have to put a little sign saying, these are ripe, they're delicious, try them. This is another fabulous kooky name called Purple Calabash. It's a dark purple color, and it's in the shape of a little pumpkin, or ruffled as we call it. This is one called an Italian heirloom called Costoluto Genovese, and you gotta kind of say it like that with the hand
you gotta
gesture.
get the thing in there.
These are wonderful sauce tomatoes.
I love the little belly button. I love, it's like a little, they either have a little mouth or they have a little belly button.
You know, heirloom tomatoes are not always perfect looking, and that's why I'm trying to teach people that they're fabulous, but they're not going to be perfect looking like the ones you see in the grocery store that don't have any taste. These are the ones with the taste. This is a fabulous one called Sweet Horizon. See how convoluted it can get?
Oh, that's wild.
It's supposed to be this ox heart shape again. This is an orange ox heart. I love slicing these on sandwiches because they have very little of that watery juice that makes your bread soggy.
Oh,
This
okay.
is great.
That's a good to know.
This is another one called Pink Accordion. It's slightly hollow, so if you cut off the top, scoop out the inside like a bell pepper, you could stuff it and bake it, or just eat it raw with a tuna salad inside.
That's gorgeous. That really is gorgeous. I can just imagine that sliced off, and that beautiful fluted shape would look so pretty on a plate with some lettuce around it.
Oh, lovely. This is another wacky one called Jersey Devil. They look like big chili peppers, but these are actually tomatoes. You can make a great paste with them, or cut them up in a salad. You can also slice them lengthwise and grill them as well.
You have such a variety of tomatoes.
Every year I've just been more excited about growing a wider variety of tomatoes. I love to have them from all over the world as well. I've got some from Japan, Russia, Poland, the Ukraine, from Australia, Italy, France, Spain, even from Croatia I have tomatoes.